What's going on, everyone? I don't know if you've noticed or if anyone cares, but I actually took a week off from trading and from YouTube to spend some much needed quality time with my family. They are visiting all the way from Taiwan and from the United States, so I just want to spend some good old quality time with them. And every time I took a small break from the market for a couple of days to a week, or sometimes even through the long weekend, when I come back to trading, I always want to try to ease back into trading. So I kind of size down and just kind of make sure I still get a handle of everything. I still know how to click all the buy and sell buttons. This is very similar to going to the gym, right? If you took a month off from working out, when you go back in the first day, you want to use the lower weights. You don't want to jump right back to lifting the heavier weights right away. What am I talking about? I don't even lift weights. I don't go to the gym either. But I just wanted to be one of those people using this analogy. Alright, enough talk about going to the gym, which I don't do. Let's start talking about the trades I took today. SAVA is the first trade I took. And this one I was looking for the big bounce play. And ironically, it did work, but a lot later on. So this is actually a break-even trade on the long side. You can see on the daily chart, this thing sold off for 2 days. The last 2 days, Thursday, Friday, I wasn't here. But today, pre-market already started gapping up. SSR was triggered. So I was thinking they're going to pull back to some pre-market support level to see some bounce to test yesterday's highs. I was looking at potentially even $90. So I got long on the 5-minute chart. So another thing is when I'm easing back to the market, I use the higher time frames and not the 1 or 2 minute chart. So I got in on the 5-minute, first of all, around $79.40. I actually added on the way up, $80.70. So I'm not scared to add on the way up if I know there's a lot of decent upside. And while this thing did spike higher to 82s, I really thought we were gonna get much more, but maybe I was being too greedy, right? In hindsight, maybe I just should have taken the little 2-3 points a share profit, but I was looking for the bigger move, which is around the 87s or even $90, like I said earlier. And this stock, you can see on the 5 minutes, kind of became a little bit choppy after I got in. You know, it failed the breakout around 82s. It slammed right back down. And I was watching whether they're going to reclaim this $80 level because that would be kind of my area for stopping out and the psychological area for support for it to continue holding up, which it did later on, but not before it flushed down from 80 down to 76. You can see they did the VWAP reclaim around $80 again, much later, around 11 o'clock, and that's when it broke out to new highs. Overall, this turned out to be pretty much a break-even trade. Maybe lost a little bit on fees, but I basically stopped out once I see that this $80 not holding up well. Stopped out around my average, tried it again here, and also got stopped out here around $78.80. It's too bad because the trade did eventually work out well, but just on a very different time frame. The next stock I traded is BTBT. This is a Bitcoin related stock. You can see on the daily, this thing's been rallying off after Bitcoin reclaimed I think it was like $30 or $40,000 range. It's bouncing off some decent daily charts and a lot of volume as well. You can see this thing sold off all the way from 30s down to $4. But today, this is gapping up around nice. You can see they actually opened a little bit weaker and reclaimed around that $10 daily level. If you're following our weekly watch list, this BTBT was on the weekend email in which we mentioned that $9 is a psychological level to hold. If this thing holds and this can break out through $10, then this $10, the daily level, that becomes a key support intraday. So that's the reason I traded BTBT. I saw it bouncing off in the morning around 9s and went to 10s. I didn't catch it at all because I was busy fighting SAVA. But I see it broke out to 1120s and started pulling back around the 1040s and $10 level. So I did want to start building a position early on, small size, 1040s, I even added 1060s, but I know the key area is this $10 and 1020s range. So if I'm getting in early, I'm leaving room to either add, or if you're not comfortable adding, then just wait for the actual levels that you want to get long. So I added here, down here around $10, we added 1020s, sold into some breakout move around 1080s. I didn't really like the wicks I had done around here. I tried again here, 1080. You can see it's doing that again right now. So there's definitely some pressure around the 1080s area. And I was looking for the breakout move to, first of all, sure, the 1080s area, but also 11s and high of the day. That was the ultimate thesis. But this thing kind of had a lot of wicks around these areas. So I started trimming my position here, 1060s, and after it slammed back down below VWAP, I just got stopped out, break even on the rest of the position. Which is too bad because it was I had a pretty good average, adding around 10 and 1020s area, but it just didn't work. Still was a small green trade, but I was looking for much more. But we'll see what it does in power hour. It might do the same thing. After all, this is a daily breakout chart, and the volume on this is pretty decent. And as long as they are holding above this $10 and 1020s today, we might see more move. Maybe today, this afternoon, or even tomorrow. BTBT was a nice little profit, but the biggest trade for me is actually on mRNA, Moderna. You can see on the daily chart, this thing just kept creeping to new highs. You can see every time it breaks out, the pullbacks are getting higher. So that's how you know all the dips are getting bought back up. And this is one of those stocks that's also on our weekly watch list. So if you haven't signed up yet, make sure to sign up for them below. You get them every single Sunday. It's free. You get a few stocks I'm watching for the next week. So mRNA from the weekly watch list, the key level was the 342s area. So that's also the area I was watching. So I have a line right here. And but if you look at the area around 350s here, that's also the last couple of days breakout level here, here, and here. And then you have a super small level around 352s. So when I see mRNA break out to new highs and sell off down to the prior day's close area, I was looking at 352s and 350s. Those are the areas I was looking for to build a position for the bounce play. This is a stock I'm pretty familiar with. I know how it bounces. I know how it kind of likes to dip a lot further than you think to the extreme support levels. So that's why I longed here as opposed to longing at previous day's close. So like I said, I actually sized down today, but even with smaller size, 352s, the bounce from 352 all the way to 357.60s and then 359.20s. I thought we were gonna get even higher, but I just sold it. So that was still a pretty decent profit, even on small size. I did have some remaining shares left. I added some around the 354s. I want to see if they're going to reclaim over VWAP and over 360s and could potentially test new highs. But it just stayed pretty weak. So I stopped out all my position around 354s. It did have like a secondary spike to 356, but I was looking for a lot more. So that's why I just got stopped out, break even. But still a very nice green trade on this one. Now it's time for our Q&As. My apologies, I haven't done these in a while, but let's get into them today. So the first one is from Edgar. I have a question. I started day trading about 6 weeks ago, mostly focusing on short sell. About 30% of his gross profit has been paid to my broker for commissions and locate. Is this too much? And this doesn't even include taxes. So for the people who have been following me for a while, I always preach that fees and locates and commissions, that's part of the business. And I think it makes sense that as a new trader trading a smaller account, it would be up to 30%, or sometimes for some people it's even 50%. For brand new traders, especially if you're only trading for 6 weeks, I think that's totally fine. Your goal as a new trader in the first year is not to make money, not to make a living out of it. You're trying to build your account up and learn all the skills and the setups in order to keep on trading and building the account up higher. The percentage of fees you're looking at today, 30% or even 50%, it might seem high, yes, but it really doesn't matter in the long run, because as you start building more position sizes, that percentage is gonna drop down drastically. Like for me today, I traded a lot smaller size than normal, and my fees are only 1 to 2% of my entire day's profit. As you keep on growing as a trader and as your account builds up, all the fees, all the commissions, locates, all of that, it really does not matter later on. You could be spending thousands of dollars in fees every day, but if the profits are a lot higher, then it's definitely worth it with more size. The premium brokers, they might seem more expensive in the fees and the locates, but it's definitely worth it down the line. You don't want to be trying so hard to save nickels and dimes when you are missing the dollars. Now we have a second question from William Chung. He's asking about starter size and getting into full size, and what percentage should that be. So for me, my starter size is usually only 10 to 20%, depending on the price range of the stock and depending on the setup. But generally 10%, and I'll start adding. So maybe I'll add 20%, or sometimes I'll just add another 50%, depending on how the trade and the setup is working out. But ideally, if the stock is working in my favor and there's multiple confirmations, then I want to add to full size rather quickly, as long as the risk reward still makes sense. So hopefully those comments were helpful. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'll try my best to answer them. So I'm very happy to be back trading in the market, and very nice to end the day with a small green. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the bad jokes. If you want to see more day trading content, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more. If you'd like to trade with me daily and get my free weekend watch list and trading journal, make sure to check out the links below for more resources. Stay green, stay positive, and I'll see you guys next time.